Hi guys, this is the Steven Talk Show, and today we're gonna be talking about do's and don'ts when squatting with someone. So if you are squatting with someone or you're planning to squat with someone, the do's and don'ts. Sometimes in the life of a man, maybe before you start you go into bachelorhood, sometimes it might you might have to squat with someone while working and saving and planning towards getting your own apartment. Sometimes some people might ask some people for such favor, such as may I put up with you, or can you be able to accommodate me for some time while I get my own space? And some get replies such as no, my place is filled up, or no, I don't want to accommodate anyone, or stuff like that. You know, you don't really have to blame such people or anyone with such reply, because the society we're living in today, we're living in a very wicked world, and we're living this very generation, their behaviors sometimes can be something else. Please, if you're squatting with someone currently, or you are planning to, please, there are some tips I just want to brief you on, that, or rather which you should know. Please, when you're squatting with someone, bear in mind that that person automatically becomes your guardian. When you're squatting with somebody, it is necessary that even when you're going out, you tell that person that, look at where I'm going to. I'm going here, I'm going there. And wherever you know you tell that person that you're going to, make sure that's exactly where you're going to. And most people feel like, well, what is our business? What's his business, or what is our business, and all that? No, it doesn't go that way. As far as you are under that person's roof, that person takes responsibility of you, of your whereabouts. That person is like your guide, is your guardian, because if anything should go wrong, that person will be held accountable, because that person you're living with that person right under the same roof. And also try to respect people's space too. For the fact you are staying with someone, you're squatting with someone, doesn't mean you just have to start living anyhow, take things without permission, when you know that thing does not belong to you. Now you're squatting with someone, even if you want to make use of that thing, please let the person know. That's an act of respect. You don't just make it look like you are taking advantage of the person. No, don't make it look like that. And again, sometimes there are some things you don't even need to be told to do in the house. You see, when you hear some reports about some people and the people who they accommodate in their house and all that, man, you cannot even believe it. Now, sometimes someone is accommodating you under his or her roof, and then in the morning you just wake up, you won't even greet the person and stuff like that. It doesn't even make any sense. How do you expect that person to feel? How do you expect that person to even want to keep abhorring you? And there's a particular story of a friend who had someone living with him, and then the person who he accommodated has this attitude of just going out without even telling him where he's going to. And then someday the guy went missing. They were looking for him, and the family of this person who went missing knows that that person is staying with that guy. And then it became a very serious trouble, and the family of that person who went missing, they started raising dust and all that. So you can't tell us that you don't know where our child is. This person is staying with you, which you are very much well aware of. And what have you done to this person? What do you mean this person is staying with you, and you say you don't know the whereabouts of this person? If not that God intervened and that person was later found. The parents of that person did no longer see it as that guy was helping their son. Now they've turned down the whole story. What if that guy was not found? Funny enough, it happened to be that the guy even traveled to another state, even without letting the person who he lives with, who about him, who accommodated him, that look at where he's going to. Should anything had happened to him, what don't you know that person who gave him a shelter would be responsible, or probably would be arrested? There are a lot of people who are languishing behind bars and in jail today. Some of them are not guilty. Some of them just happen to be victim of circumstances which they cannot explain. Some of them are actually innocent. So please, if you are staying with someone, you don't even need to be told. There are some etiquette, some cutscenes, some the things you don't even need to be told. Okay, fine. You can't even be. How can you be staying with someone? Some of them even have this habit of eating and then not even washing the dishes, which even the dish which they use in eating. Some of them don't even have maintenance culture. They don't even keep the home neat or clean. You're still expecting the person who accommodate to come and do that. That doesn't mean I'm not saying that because someone accommodates you, or then or someone accommodates someone, then that person should turn that person to a slave. That's not what I'm saying. But there are some basic things that one should do without even being told. Some just wake up in the morning and just leave. And if that you don't keep your surrounding neat, clean and stuff like that, you're kind of like leaving all the chores for that person. It becomes too much, and that person with time will get bored of you. The person will not even see any reason why you are living with he or she. You understand? So and then before you know it, the person might start saying, "Oh, that the person that I can't put up with this kind of attitude." And when you make use of the person item, make sure you keep it back exactly where you see. Take permission before doing so. Some would even live with someone, maybe someone who accommodate them, and then at the end of the day, probably they make use of the person's car, and then even for you know that you made use of the car, and you saw fuel in the car when you made use of it. Without being told, you're supposed to fuel it back because you know the owner would want to make use of it. There was fuel when you took the car. How come you go out with the car and you return it back with empty tank? How does that sound? If it was, how would you feel? So there's a certain things when you are living with somebody, there's a certain things you do, and that person would even appreciate your presence living with them. You understand? That person would even value you, the person will in fact, when you are not around, the person would even be missing your absence. The person will be missing your presence. So please know this. When most people today are refusing to give some people accommodation, some of them not because they are bad, some of them because of experiences with other people. Some of them have actually learned from some of those experiences. So let's live well, do the right thing, so we don't become a stumbling block to other people. So don't be the reason why other people choose not to help. So don't be the reason why other people choose not to accommodate other people. Please, let's do well. When you are living with someone, and like I said earlier, that person is your guardian. Nothing like it's not what's his business, what's my business. Is it because he or she is the person's accommodating me? No, you don't live like that. That's it today on the talk show. Please, let's do well and share this video for other people to equally learn also. Thank you very much, guys.